Good rising, everyone. This is the Pretty Coach Oracles, also known as Naeem Shakam. And I'm coming to record a video really quickly. This will be for my YouTube family, my Patreon family, and more than likely I'll share via Facebook as well. But I got out of meditation and I was asking Spirit about some things that have recently come back up again in the last few days. Messages and warnings that had come out for the collective that it's coming out through other people, but a couple of years ago, even myself, back in from 2011, and really a little bit before then, I've always been a dreamer, and I had received a lot of different, I think, prophetic dreams in my life or whatever. Some were first personal and for me to know about myself. And then the others, I think, all of our dreams obviously include our spirit, but then they also include other people. So, anyway, I've been having dreams for many years about, end time events, possibly, and things of that nature. Um, and just recently, a friend of mine shared a video that confirmed, things that have been said to happen really and truly for many, many, many years now. But what I'll say is that even though I know that we're not supposed to have a spirit of fear, because I've been having dreams about the end times for so long, and I've seen some pretty devastating things in those dreams, there is a level of concern and there is a level of fear that kind of is evoked even when you share these things, especially because we don't know what to do. Like, we're kind of like, okay, so we have this information, we're given this information and this insight via our dreams or whatever, but it's like, damn, what can we really do? Is there anything we can do? And some of the messages that came out during meditation today, as a direct result of me kind of going back, I'm not gonna lie, into this energy of fear. And it wasn't just fear, I was really sad because I'm like, oh, I got a somber feeling that came over me after I watched this video and the video of another young lady who I enjoy watching or whatever. Um, it put me back in a somber mood, basically, because I know that this is not a joke and I know that this is not a lie. That some of the information that was coming out in both of these videos, very different videos, separate from each other, but yet connected, okay? So, as a result, because I literally remember my whole mood just shifting and changing, um, after the first video, I wound up crying a little bit and I said a prayer and I went to bed. Well, I watched another video actually, and then I did all those things, went to bed. And then the following day, I get a notification. It was 3:33 on the clock as I looked down. Anyway, I saw another notification as I was waking up or something, and I decided to watch it. It's from Pretty Boss TV. This is the young lady that I was saying I enjoy watching. I've seen so many more people who've had prophetic dreams. It's not even funny, okay? But watching a little bit of her dream and stuff, it just reiterated things that Spirit had already shared, and I'm sure that even my video, people, you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. Those who have had these types of visions or you've had these types of dreams and stuff like this, you're going to know that the feelings are sometimes of heaviness after you come out of it, and it can evoke fear. So her dream was about a storm is coming, a prophetic dream or a warning, something like that. I might link it in my video, but all of these things happening like right behind each other, I knew it was time to kind of pay attention again, because what I feel happened for me personally, I had all these prophetic dreams, right? And then things don't 444 on the clock, damn. Then things do not happen, right? So sometimes we'll be lulled back into, I don't want to say complacency, but a sense of safety or a sense of comfort. Now, I do believe that the chosen and the elect of the Most High are protected. I do believe that we are safe. You know what I mean? And I don't necessarily mean that that's from death, because just because you are of the elect or because you are chosen, I don't necessarily think that that's going to keep us from quote unquote physical death, right? Um, but a lot of times it does mean that, and it can mean that, to where you're protected and you go on to live the life that you're meant to draw in or help inform other people until it's your time to pass away, you know, and be reborn in another way. But in other cases, being protected of the Most High does mean, you know, totally being shielded from death, and especially death according to whatever other entities that are not in alignment with the Most High, or that are their enemies, that have these plans. And I hope I don't sound too cryptic. The point I'm making is that any plan that is not the Most High's plan, which it's more than one God that is working together for both the preservation of the chosen, the elect, to prepare for the new world that's coming, the true new world that's coming, versus people who are already in power and dealing with other entities that are trying to prepare for their own new world. And they're trying to protect their chosen and their elect, okay? There has always been this kind of behind the scenes spiritual battle going on since the beginning of time. And, you know, I don't know if this is the world's last go round. I actually doubt that, especially being that there's a new kingdom that is being ushered in. So we've got some more time, but everybody, of course, is not going to be a part of that. So I went into meditation, though. Let me get back on track. I went into meditation because of this somber energy that came back over me from remembering the fact that I've had these prophetic dreams for a while. Remembering that there were, you know, warnings of all manner of um, natural disasters, and not even just natural disasters, but invasions of other nations into this country, and that we have been sold out per se by the so-called government. Okay. I've had dreams about this for a while, and I talked about them when those dreams first happened, and even shortly after that, because there's a zeal, there's a fire that comes when you have some dreams like that. But also there's a time when that comes down sometimes, because one, people usually don't listen, especially because the dreams come so far in advance that it's looking like, nope, I'm pretty sure we're good. You're crazy and we're good. And then you want to have a sense of normalcy as a person who has prophetic vision and all that kind of stuff. And you don't want to be somber and just sad all the time. So if you don't continue to have those dreams, which even if you did, you may choose to operate in a different vibration. You know, I chose to be quiet and stop talking about those things. Also, my life took me on a different path with me reading tarot and things now, and just more so tapping into my divinity. That took me down another path. That I heard, that I saw is still the same. And that's why when these messages came back up, it's like, oh damn, that's right, you know. And so I had to meditate on them. And yesterday during meditation, I got the phrase of indwelling power, because my concern was like, Most High, like, how are we gonna get through this? How are we gonna overcome this? Most of the population has no idea what's really coming. Like, an overwhelming majority of the world, it's not even just America. Now, a lot of things, yes, are gonna pop off here in America, but the world at large is about to be changed, obviously, as a direct result of the things that are going to happen here. But there's spiritual warfare going on in every country, has been for a while, preparing for this supposed new world. I happen to believe that the Most High, the Elohim, all the gods that serve the Most High, both dark forces and light forces, I happen to believe we literally have already won. We already have the victory, and it's going to happen again. But it's not to say that some of the plans of the other entities that are using darkness, so-called masquerading in light, doesn't mean that some of their plans are not going to be successful. I think in the overall, like the overall grand scheme of things, they are losing and they are going to lose. However, there are certain small battles where they're winning. So I went into meditation yesterday morning, and I was led to go into meditation again this morning. Yesterday, when I was asking Spirit, how are we gonna get through this? And this is not a message for everybody, and I do not want to even presume like it is. With the message that came out with this meditation, this rising's meditation, this message is not for everyone, but for those who it's for, I believe will understand, it'll resonate or whatever. And even those who it's not for, I feel like it can resonate for them too, and they may want to grab hold of it. But the time will reveal. So when I was asking Spirit about how we're going to get through this, because so many of us don't know, so many of us don't even have the resources to escape if we wanted to escape from this place. And it's like, not because we didn't have it, it's because we had no idea for real that this was going to be something. Most people have not even been preparing with the parts and with what they've been having. They've not been preparing. So like, what's going to happen? So the phrase indwelling came in. I'm going to have to look that up. But indwelling, and then the another word right after that is indwelling power. So the phrase, so it was indwelling, then the word power, and I had to put this phrase together, indwelling power. I was reminded of dreams that I had had about with myself, like literally flying with myself and another person battling the police. And this wasn't a shootout. This was some powers, okay? This was powers somehow that myself and this other person had. And so we were defending mankind. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. And yeah, it was like some stuff that you see off of hero movies and stuff like that, but I hadn't really seen myself like that before. I had never really envisioned myself like that. So to see this in a dream, and it seemed very, very real. It's like in this particular dream, I started off running on my feet, but before I knew it, I was like in the air and I was levitating, and I was able to literally use my thoughts to go from one place to the other. And I was like, oh my God, I had to basically learn these powers, learn about this. But anyway, that was one prophetic dream that Spirit reminded me about while I was in meditation. So they also reminded me of a few other dreams that I've had where I'm helping to somehow save people and deliver people from things like camps and all of this. This was years ago. They're bringing this back when I'm asking questions now. So in today's meditation, Spirit reminded me basically not to have a spirit of fear. They reminded me that they are not going to allow for anything to, and this was how they were talking to me in a way that they know that one, I'll understand, and I think other people will understand. They're not allowing anything to pop off until the elect are sealed, until the elect are taken care of in a way, spiritually, energetically speaking. That way, when these things start to happen, because they will, there's literally going to be a force field. There is literally going to be where these entities and the plagues or the things that are coming up against this world. When I say plagues, let me bring it to a very real place. plagues, things like these mandatory vaccinations, things like FEMA camps, things like where you're not going to be able, things like you're going to have to die or accept something else. I'm not saying that everybody's going to be protected from that. This is my point. There are going to be those who are selected to not have to endure certain things. Now, I can't say what things you're going to, I can't say all of that. I didn't get that information. What I do know is the elect are going to be sealed, and there's going to be things that we're just not going to be harmed in certain ways, period. Okay. Um, they also told me to prepare our, and this is how they said it, prepare your heart mind, prepare your heart mind. This is where really the seat of emotions really dwells, in here. Not really here, but here. So I think that's the reason why they said the heart mind. Because when we think about our heart, we're really talking about our emotions and how we feel. Well, that's in here as well. And of course, it dictates our thoughts. So they said prepare your heart mind to know that people, everyone that you know, is not a part of the elect. So everyone that you know are not going to have the same end as you. So they told me to prepare. Oh my God, I'm stuttering. They told me to prepare my heart mind for that. They also reminded me that we have a power, we have a creator that is able to literally have us hold up in wherever we are and put a barrier of protection around that place to where nothing can harm you, nothing can come through. So that was a reminder. What else did they tell me? They definitely had told me to record this video right now while the messages were fresh on my brain. They also reminded me that the earth is going to help those who are elect and those who are chosen to, you know, be protected. The earth is going to help those people. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. I cannot say exactly what that means, but that was a reminder. So those were some of the reminders. Those are the only things that I can remember at this present moment. But basically, they were telling me to transmute my fear into to keep my vibrations high. This was the other reminder, and this is really the last one. To keep your vibrations high because the low vibrating energies and entities that will be present on the earth, because a lot of these things are going to be happening simultaneously. The low vibing energies that will be here to pretty much fucking feast on the energy and very quite naturally the physical bodies and whatever of people. They're looking for things like fear and all these other things, hatred, malice, whatever. So they were reminding me to continue to vibe high, continue to vibe in the frequency of love and courage, because they reminded me of the one dream I had. I had a dream where I literally could see these entities. The veil had become so thin. Like, I don't even think it existed anymore because these entities were actually existing where people could physically see them more than just the spiritually inclined. I'm talking about everybody at this point was able to see these demonic entities. And a lot of people, first and foremost, besides literally being, fed on by them, some people's hearts were failing them and they were dying just at the sight. And as I'm talking, I'm hearing archons right now. Long story short, there were demonic entities that have been able to come into this atmosphere. Everyone could see them now. This was not just those with their eyes open. This was everybody who was anybody and alive at this time could see these entities. And so Spirit reminded me that I was able to defend and fight for people, protect certain people. I feel like it's still people who are meant to be protected and they're going to be saved, but the Most High is going to use a lot of us as their weapon, as their battle axes, period. And I feel like that indwelling power phrase, that's coming from the fact that there are some of us who we were sent here for such a time as this. We may look human, and we are to a degree, but there is going to be an amount of power that is allocated to each of us to help to save others at this time who are meant to be saved. And Spirit reminded me that it was because of my love and the courage that I had that the demons who are able to invoke such fear in other people who are ignorant to them, or other people who had not been doing their energetic work, our work and our love and our courage is what's going to scare those entities away and help us to defeat them and demolish them. We're going to have to become very violent. I know, like, I've seen this in the dreams, but our violence is going to be that of righteousness. We are fighting for righteousness. We are fighting for humanity. And I saw this in my dreams. And let me tell y'all, these were not those dreams where I'm talking about, this was dreams where I was there. You cannot tell me that I was not there in a place like this. I had feelings, I had emotions, I saw other people's eyes huge with just damn fear, some of them knowing that they were about to die. I could feel all of that. That is not, that's not for nothing. I'm just going to say it like that. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but to me, this is what makes me know that shit is real. Even if it has not happened yet, it is real. It's happened at some point in time and it's coming around again. And I'm not sharing this to make anyone afraid because, I don't want to create that low vibing energy that I felt. So I'm not going to be the person to say, get your life in order. I can't say that because, again, there are certain people who they're not going to be saved because that's not, I guess, what they were here for, or there's a reason why they're not going to be. And I don't know all of that. But what I do know is there are those who are of the chosen of the Most High who are going to be first. There are some who are chosen to be defenders of this place and the people. And then there are those who are going to be the people who have to start off this new world, the true new world order, the kingdom of the Most High. That's all I have to say. I'm going to be quiet here. Um, I think one of the key takeaways is keep your vibration high. Those who know what this means, those who understand what the freak I'm saying, this message is for you, and you will understand where I'm coming from. Keep your vibe high. Continue to be in the element of love. Continue to have your joy because you have no reason not to. Even if you are a part of the elect who will give their lives or they will sacrifice themselves, understand that your spirit will be made free. And you may even be able to reincarnate, or you may be able to fight for humanity on a different level. So it won't be a loss one way or another that way. But yeah, those are the messages. So without further ado, I'm going to say peace, love, light, and darkness working in harmony and balance together. Bye, you guys.